Today's topic is low back pain. So when clients come to see me and they're suffering from low back pain, I go through a health history with them. I ask them a series of questions such as what caused this problem, has it happened before, how long does it typically last, this sort of thing. The question I want most answered is, what are you doing when you're having this pain? Because as a massage therapist, I focus on muscles, tendons, and ligaments. And how muscles work, they're attached from one bone to another, they shorten and contract, and allows movement to happen at that joint. So the first range of motion testing we're going to do is, can you bend forward? Can you bend forward? Full range of motion is to be able to touch all the way down to your toes. One thing to feel a stretch at the back of the hamstrings versus having pain. And then how about now when you're slowly coming back up? Is any of this causing any muscle spasm, twinges in your back, reoccurring any of your discomfort? And what if you extend a little bit back further? How about side to side bending and rotation? So today's video is focusing on those of you who are having difficulty straightening up. So you're probably more comfortable in a slightly bent, hunched position. You're walking a little bit funny because you can't straighten up. And the goal is to have you right back up. So I always recommend having balls on hand. This is a large tune-up ball. I also have smaller yoga tune-up balls. They're about the size of a tennis ball. So tennis balls work great if that's what you have at home. Lacrosse ball, you need a small little ball. We're going to place the ball on your muscle, on the erector spinae muscle, because that's the one that's causing you all your discomfort. Its main job is to help keep you erect. So the muscle is attached on either side of your spine, from the base of your skull here, all the way down to your sacrum. It runs vertically. So literally it will shorten and contract and pull your spine to be able to stand up tall. So we're going to place the ball anywhere where you've been having discomfort, not right on your spine. You want to be just off to the spine on the fleshier areas. So you're going to come to the wall. You're already in a slightly bent position. So walk your feet out a little bit further and place the ball. Use your hand as support to push off. And place the ball where you're having discomfort. And then you're going to do a little squat and roll. Okay? You can also do side to side rotation. You're looking for where you're having that good pain sensation, where you're feeling like, yes, that's the spot that's causing me all of my discomfort. And you're just going to apply pressure and roll. So I'm just taking the ball and rolling at all different angles. I'm shifting my weight to different sides wherever it's feeling a little bit comfortable, and I'm giving myself a little bit of a self-massage. Okay? And then you would do the same thing on the other side. You can also take the ball and work it further up. And then same thing, you're leaning up against the wall. My back is nice and straight. And you're going to do squats, straightening, and bending. And you'll feel a nice massage on either side of your spine, working one side at a time. You can also take this ball and work on the side of the hip. The side of the hip often gets affected, mainly with walking, because as you're walking, at one point, your one leg bears all the weight while the other leg is swinging forward. And often this causes people a lot of discomfort on the side of the hip. So on the side of the hip, where you bulge out the most, that's where the bone is. You don't want to be again on the bone, same reason why you're not on the spine. So you're going to put the ball directly above it on the fleshy area. You're going to put the ball in between you and the wall, and you're going to lean into it. So my foot is off the ground now, and all my weight is on that side, and I'm leaning into the wall. Can you see? And then same thing, you can bend, roll. If you feel it's too intense because you're in discomfort to have the foot, keep the foot down on the wall. You can control how much pressure you're leaning in. Okay? And you can work on a whole bunch of different areas just like that. So when you're ready and you feel you can make it to the floor and have the ability to get back up, we're going to take it to the floor. So it's the same concept of what we were just doing on the wall, but it's going to be a little bit more passive. So again, the ball is not on your spine. It's a little bit off the spine. And you're going to roll back. So I find this ball's a little bit too big for me. This is where I prefer the tune-up balls. You can leave them in the sack. You can take them out. It's all up to you as a preference. And then I'm just going to lean on it and lie back. So now the weight of me is applying the pressure on the wall and on the ball, not the wall, and I'm a little bit more passive. I can raise my leg up. The moment I raise my leg up, I'm feeling much more pressure coming down onto the leg, onto that spot. I can take my knee, and same thing as we were doing with the hip, we can rotate it out. And giving myself a nice little massage and some relief, all in those sore areas. You could do it, same thing on your side here. Put the ball on that fleshy area and lean on it. Do a little side plank and you can roll, or just apply pressure wherever you're feeling quite a bit of discomfort. You can take the balls and also apply it on your sacrum. So your sacrum is that flat triangular bone right above your butt crack. So I'm going to use both balls at this time, okay? And I'm going to lie back on it, and it'll give you quite a bit of relief. You can raise your legs up to the ceiling, and same thing, both my legs now, applying pressure down. I can butterfly my legs or frog my legs and give myself a massage. You can play with it. You can lower your legs and raise them and feel side to side wherever you're feeling a lot of relief. So while I'm on the floor, I'm going to show you some stretches now. You can hug your knees in, it will help stretch out the low back. You can put your arms out in a T, cross your right leg over the left to work on the left hip, that same muscle I was showing you on the side, and you're going to rotate your legs to the one side, keeping both your shoulders flat on the floor. So the weight of my right leg on my left leg is applying some nice pressure to feel a good stretch into that hip. Then you swing around, you can do it to the other side. The key with stretches, you have to hold. So any of these muscles that I'm showing you today below the waist, you can hold for at least a minute for it to be effective, ideally working up to 3 to 5 minutes. Great other muscles to stretch out when you're struggling with straightening up is to reach forward and touch the toes if you've made it all the way down to the floor. The goal is to touch your toes, but if you can't touch your toes, reach wherever you can grab, behind the knees, your shins. The idea is to bring your chest forward towards your toes so you can feel a nice stretch in the low back. And again, you would hold for a good minute. You can try rounding your back to see if that gives you a little bit more pressure or release, okay? So see, I'm going to give you a side view. I've rounded my back a bit there. Great other stretches to get into the side. I'm going to have one foot in, one leg out. Have my handy dandy yoga block here. So I'm going to put my forearm on the block. I'm going to rotate a little bit and reach for my toes. One day I will reach my toes. I don't know when that will happen. And I feel a nice stretch on the one side. And you'd hold that as well for a good minute. And swing it around, do it to the other side. Okay, so 1 foot in. If you can make it all the way down to the ground, but have something. If you don't have a block, you can always use books. If you can't make it to the floor, your goal is to touch your toes, because you can straighten up. The opposite to stretch a muscle, the way to stretch a muscle is to do the opposite of the action. This is also why yoga blocks are great. Yoga blocks help to bring the ground closer to you. So you can't make it all the way down to the ground. You can rest your hands up on the block, and then you slowly work. That's why I always suggest to hold your stretches for at least a minute, is because that's the only way you're going to increase your flexibility. People don't become flexible overnight. It's a work in progress. The more you stretch, the more flexible you will become, and hopefully you won't end up in this condition the next time. So that's all I have for you today, so join me next time. I'm Rach McCain.